Joining us now, Sheriff Kurt Hoffman of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I just want to be clear on this. She was missing for 16 years and nobody in law enforcement or the community knew about it?
Well, we obviously knew that we had a Jane Doe. We did not identify her until much later. But to your point, no family member reported her missing at that time. We believe she was last seen in around 2006. Obviously, the body was discovered in 2007, and it took us quite a time to be able to identify her through modern DNA technology. And no one had reported her missing. That's correct.
So one of your first questions is, who was she living with? Who was she in contact with? And what are they saying? What have you found out?
Certainly. So her husband, it's our understanding, left the state of Florida, went out west to California, eventually ended up in Maryland shortly after the time that she was last seen. So certainly James Burris, her husband, is a focus of our investigation for sure.
And what has he shared about where she's been? And did he give you any clues as to what has happened?
We went to Maryland. We interviewed him. We're not satisfied with the answers that he gave. They don't appear to be answers that are rational from a person who was married to somebody and they disappeared, and then you moved out of state and never called authorities to report her missing. So, as I said, he is the focus of our investigation, and detectives are working specifically with him as our main person of interest.
Okay, but he's not in custody, just a person of interest. How about anybody else in the family, friends? I mean, 16 years is a long time to go before anybody goes, hey, where's Jeana?
It certainly is. So the only other person that we've really identified that was connected to her was her aunt through the familial DNA process that we did. This was a particularly difficult case because Jeana's remains were primarily bone. And until recently, it was very difficult to be able to get a DNA sample from bone. The calcium in the bones and just the degradation of the actual bones because they were exposed to the elements. And it took us a while to be able to get that sample. And once we got it and identified her, then we could start looking at interviewing the family members. And her aunt and uncle were interviewed. They were actually, the party that had put their DNA into a familial DNA database that connected us to them, and then eventually to Jeana's father. They were living out of state and just assumed that she had drifted out of their life and had not contacted them. They were not aware that she was missing.
Wow, shocking. How was she killed?
The medical examiner's office indicated to us that we have blunt force trauma on her body. So this is going to be a homicidal situation, and that's the way that we are treating it. Frankly, the condition of the body, because of the amount of time that it was exposed like that, delayed justice for Jeana until now. Once we're able to identify her with this new DNA technology, we are now putting detectives on the case, interviewing people. We've traveled out of state. We've served search warrants. My hope is that we will bring justice to Jeana by being able to conclude this with an arrest.
We mentioned she's a mother to her son, pretty young when she went missing originally in 2007.
Yes, her son was in elementary school here in Florida. He's now living with his father in Maryland as an adult. We've interviewed him and other family members as well. So his recollection of events based on his age at the time was not very helpful.
So homicide is what you're investigating. Is there a concern for the public right now as you identify the suspect and the person responsible here?
Well, I would say to the public, James Burris is the focus of our investigation. We don't believe that there's any other threat to anybody here locally. And for the folks that are listening to your program or seeing your program, we would ask if you have any information about Jeana, her whereabouts in 2006, James Burris's activity around 2006. The numbers on the screen there, 941-861-4900, to speak to a detective and kind of help us build that timeline because of all the time that's passed for us to be able to identify her. We're now trying to go back and kind of establish that timeline in 2006.
You mentioned his story just isn't adding up. Is he cooperating with police, and is an arrest imminent?
So as far as an arrest imminent, we still have work to do on the case. He did sit down and have an interview with our detectives. And frankly, the answers that we got were just not consistent with what you would see from a spouse who has a a loved one go missing. So we're still working a lot of leads in this case, but he is the main focus of this investigation, and he is certainly aware of that. He's sat down with our detectives, and I think suffice it to say, he knows that we're not satisfied with the answers that we got from him.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.